Hey everybody, my name's David.
I'm Julian, and welcome to Set and Pass.
Today we've got a real special deck profile. We got our buddy Pogo here with us, and we're going to be profiling his
Gren Maju.
Gren Maju. It's a lock-based deck that revolves around the big boy Gren Maju de Eiza. There you go.
One Punch Man himself.
Yeah. So if you guys like the deck profile, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And we're going to go ahead and get started here. So first card we got is one copy of Eater of Millions. So what did you decide? Why did you decide to play one copy?
The two of just seems a little too bricky. The one of, it seems that if I run two, the second one always ends up being a dead card, so I don't have material to bring him out. So just the one of just seems more of a problematic monster.
He's a really tough monster to get around sometimes.
It definitely clears up my hand when I have dead cards in hand.
Oh, yeah, that's true too, yeah. Alright, next up, two copies of Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. So this card is just a... it's just stun. It's a stun. You can't special summon, and most decks, if you think about it nowadays, are revolving around all special summoning.
Yeah. And so it literally helps out with the name of the YouTube channel, Set and Pass.
Yeah, it sure does. Me and Pogo played a game just a minute ago. It was Prank Kids versus this deck, and he summoned this, and I was like,
Set and Pass.
Pass. That's about it. All right, next off, we got two copies of Banisher of the Radiance. Just another Macrocosmos-like card, and especially against that matchup that we did.
It helps stunning into the decks, and also helps get Big Boy Daddy Maju up bigger.
Yes, it does, for sure. Speaking of Big Daddy Maju, three copies of Gren Maju DIs.
Finally got the supers today.
Supers are nice. The OTS pack supers nice.
Try to get this deck maxed out rarity.
But if you guys don't know what he does, he gains 400 attack and defense for for each of your banished cards. So, and once you see the rest of the deck, you'll see how easy it is to get that many banished cards.
Especially some of the combos you could do with this deck.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. Next up, three copies of Inspector Border. Pretty self-explanatory. Another standard stun card.
Stun and lock in just helps you stop your opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh to get Daddy Maju big.
Oh yeah, yeah. And a deck like this totally benefits from that.
And how many times you did that at the locals tournament today?
On average, I see Inspector Border 9 out of 10 times. Inspector Border is probably your main monster. You probably see Inspector Border almost more than your Maju, just because he does help out those board locks.
Nice. All right, that's all for the monsters there.
Yeah, not a big monster lineup.
No, not a big monster, but I mean, with a control style deck like this, you don't really need that many monsters.
And the draw power is insane.
Yeah, it really is. We're about to get to that right now.
That's all my one-ofs.
Start with spells. One copy of Dimensional Fissure. Obviously, you're trying to banish cards.
And stops your opponent from getting rid of all their materials.
Yes, for sure. Then we got one copy of Harpy's Feather Duster, one copy of Raigeki, one copy of Dark Hole. Just some board wiping cards that help you clear the path for your Gren Maju.
And it's surprising, as running that 1 out of 40 card deck, I see these two very consistently.
Yeah.
And if you see those two in hand, you have to win game. It's almost impossible not to win game if you get rid of all your opponent's back row and monsters. With a big beater, it's almost impossible not to win game.
For sure. Alright, next up, we've got two copies of Soul Absorption. If a card or cards is banished, you gain 500 life points for each. Just makes you a little beefier.
A little beefier. It helps out.
A little beefier.
Helps out with some of the combos you have in the deck.
I mean, if you're banishing 10 cards off of Pot of Desires, then
automatic.
You're going to gain a lot of life points.
5,000 life points.
Demise, two copies of Demise the Land.
Pulled that today, and it helped out so many in just games. Just set down, and everyone thinks that you're setting down your traps, and they don't know what to hit. I didn't get any Twin Twister on these, but the moment my opponent special summoned, it helped board lock. They couldn't get past it.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, just a deck like this benefits so much from Mystic Mind.
And just right when I get to the one Metaverse, that's what I'm waiting for to come in the mail.
Gotcha. This one might actually be better.
It might be better, but Metaverse also gives you the option to add
to your hand.
And
yeah.
those came out at OTS.
That's going to be my Ash target.
Right.
So if I still have this on hand and have the Metaverse, I could activate Metaverse, bait the Ash, and if they Ash it, I can still use this if they special summon.
I gotcha. Alright, got some draw power here. Two copies of Pot of Desires. Not only does it draw you 2 cards, you banish 10 cards and make your Gren Maju that much more powerful.
3 is just a little too bricky in this deck.
I think a lot of people say that.
Yeah,
at 3 you have a higher chance of drawing a card plus Pot Desires. So.
Like all the draw power on the deck, 2 is perfectly fine. I usually combo off of this with one of the other pots that you're fixing to see.
2 copies of Pot of Extravagance.
Again, you use your 1 Eater a Million to add it from your extra deck to special summon. So running 2 of these, you still have enough to draw with your extra deck and still bring out your Eater, and it'd be perfectly fine.
Nice.
You use all 15 cards. It's no problem at all.
One of the most hated cards in the game. Triple copies of Mystic Mind.
Oh, I hate it so much.
Itself.
Yes, this card, but it might be just be a necessary evil. It lets decks like this survive in a meta that's filled with decks that just spam tons of monsters onto the field.
And it allows decks like this to compete with meta decks.
True, that is true. And a little more draw power. 3 copies of Pot of Dualities. You're not really special summoning a whole lot in this deck. So
only one monster, and desiring into a duality or duality into a desire, it helped expand my hand so much, just from duality, desire, and if I already had a Gren Maju in hand, it just expands my place.
And a question about this: what do you think about going forward with the new Pot card?
The new one, I want to test it out at 2, but you banish your extra deck just to go through your deck to put them back into the bottom of your deck. So I'm not sure how much I like it in this deck, but maybe in an Infernoid style or Dark World, maybe that pot will definitely be pretty fun.
I gotcha. All right, that's all for the spells, guys. Now onto some traps. We've got double copies of Different Dimension Ground.
That card actually helped me win games today too.
It is good. It's pretty good. It's a one-turn Macrocosmos, right?
1-turn D-Fisher.
D-Fisher, all monsters sent to the grave or banished.
Set it down. If you go first, set it down with your strike, whatever, your Mirror Force, and the moment your opponent, especially normal summons their first monster, you can activate it, and they won't want to use any of the material. So they'll just sit there and they're like, alright, we'll set, pass. They don't want to waste their hand.
For sure. Double copies of Infinite Impermanence.
Just another card to help stall your opponent from expanding their board.
Nice. And we got, looks like we got a couple of one-ofs. 1 copy of the new Warning Point.
I wanted to try that too, but at 1 right now, it's actually pretty good in my deck. When I saw it, it helped me win, and when I didn't see it, I didn't need it.
I got
so
you.
at 1, it wasn't that bad.
1 copy of Macrocosmos. I just assume that's the same explanation as Dimensional Fissure.
It's a must-have. It's just so good to have in the deck.
We got a little Solemn package here. 3 copies of Solemn Strike, 1 Judgment, and 1 Warning.
The
Nice.
Solemn package.
Nice. It just kind of helps you deal with any kind of potential threats.
And especially with the Soul Absorption, you can still gain life points off your desire and not worry about using your strikes, using your warning, even your judgment. You could pay your hyper life points and still have quite a bit of life points.
Right.
Like earlier, I got up to 14,000 life points within my first hand.
I got you.
So
I saw that game. I saw that game we played. So on to extra deck, guys.
Extra deck is all pretty much your preference.
Yeah, I think you told me earlier this is mostly Cherish targets.
Yes.
So we got 1 Raid Raptor 4 Strix. What do we see that plays the Raid Raptor?
I just picked it up because I know Raid Raptors are getting a lot of support, and so just in case that they do start getting pretty good, I know this is one of the XYZs that helps them go into their extending plays.
Yep, for sure. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier.
One of the only cards that helped out this one Dogmatic Invoked player. That's the only 1 card that he used to actually get over my cards because he couldn't get over Gren Maju, so he had to banish it.
I gotcha, okay. Cyber Dragon Nova.
That's for Dogmatic play. Whenever they use their Maximus, and you send 2 extra deck monsters, you send your Nova with your Makaba, and that Nova effect will activate. Since Makaba is a machine, you can special Makaba from your graveyard when you send both of those from the Maximus play.
Gotcha.
So just another play to, if you go against Invoke Dogmatica, they won't be expecting you to play that.
Gotcha.
And it gives you a free negation.
Okay. 1 copy of Isoul, 2 Tales of the Noble.
Just a cherry target for the stupid Infernobles. I hate that deck so much with a Royal Passion, just because this card allows them to search out everything they need.
Yeah.
I negated that card so many times, and he still brings out the second one.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. I don't want Borload to get on field, so cherry target.
Yeah, Borload is good. Red
And
Eyes
of
Dark
course,
Dragoon.
the Dragoon. You got in this deck. Dragoon's not really a big problematic monster. Gren Maju gets over Dragoon pretty easily, so I'm not really scared of Dragoon. But just in case I wanted to be a jerk, I chose Dragoon.
We got a Boral Sword Dragon.
Just another problematic monster I wanted to hit.
Skull Dread.
Pretty much like I said, the extra deck is all just for cherry targets to stop other decks that are running in these cards.
Gotcha. That's what I guess Rusty Bardiche is for. Cyframe Lord Omega, that could be for the Maximus.
That's actually for Maximus and for my side deck. I actually run the Gamma package for side deck.
Ah, gotcha. We got a Borreload Savage Dragon, another Cherries target.
Pulled that today, just threw it in there because it looks nice. Another Raid Raptor target.
Ultimate Falcon. And Wystrix is another. You're really scared of Raid Raptors.
Actually, I just needed to throw some cards in today, so I just, like you said, I don't really need my extra deck, so just threw some in there.
Okay, and then last but not least, Thunder Dragon Titan.
That one is actual must for me because I lose heavily to Thunder Dragons. They actually benefit from me banishing them, so yeah.
Julian loves to hear that, don't
Yes, yes I
No
do.
bueno.
Well, there we are, guys. This is Pogo's Solemn Gren Maju deck. And y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And we will see you guys in the next video.